Hi, I hope you're doing well. We have an important announcement that's just going into effect right now. We're offering some promotions at a level that we've never offered before, and I'm going to break down to you why we're doing that and some of the models that are involved. So first off, we've been building mowers and building capacity as much as we can. We're making a lot more mowers than we were a couple of years ago, and just now for the first time we're starting to have some stock of some certain models, and on those models we're looking at some of these promotions. The second thing is that inflation has been a really significant factor in the past couple of years. From the beginning of this inflation period, we were one of the manufacturers that increased our prices the least amount of times and the least amount. But even then, we're starting to see some materials subside a little bit. So for example, the cost of steel was up at about 3 times usual, and now it's come down to where it's a little bit short of double. So that's improving a lot, a number of other things, and some of our suppliers are coming back to us preemptively with some price adjustments, which is really good to see. And I would also say to you, now's the time to look at pricing. Ask your suppliers about their pricing, if they can come down more. And if somebody's continuing to increase prices right now, I would generally question some of what's going on there. So we want to take some of those costs and pass them through and give you the best most affordable mower that we can. Now, the second thing that's happened is that there are a lot of costs that have come up in our industry. So one of them is that when you buy a lawnmower at low interest financing, that costs a lot. So let's say $499.48 or something like this. That plan will cost, overall the total expense of all the interest involved is around 12%. And so when your dealer's quoting that mower for you, you'll see that the cash price is typically going to be a higher discount than the finance price. So just keep that in mind. Nobody can cost average the 12% anymore like we were when money was really expensive. We could cost average 0%. The other thing that has happened is that when a mower leaves our assembly line and by the time you buy it, it's typically being handled on a loan somewhere, inventory financing of some sort. And that financing also has a very high interest rate associated with it. So whenever a lawnmower sits there, it's getting more expensive. And we want to do our best to try to keep mowers moving through the system as quickly as possible, because when that happens, we can give you the discount rather than having that money go to the banks, which I think is an honorable endeavor. So the models that we have promotions on include the Standard B. It's 18% off on the 48 and 52-inch deck models, both engine types. The next model is we have the ZXL Rider. That machine is at 24% off, and all engine models, all deck sizes. And then we have the Standard X at 22% off, all decks and engines as well. The B and the X, those promotions are for a very short period of time because we believe that's kind of the amount of inventory we got to work with here. So both of those expire May 14th, and the ZXL expires into June. So like I said, we have better availability of these machines than we have many of the others for the first time in a long time, but it's still pretty tight. There are places that don't have these mowers, and a lot of mowers that are being built are earmarked already. And so this short period of time applies to the mowers that you see at your dealership today. So keep that in mind, look us up. Even if you don't need a mower now, and you're looking at, you need a replacement of one of these models along the way, this is a great opportunity to buy a machine, because I tend to think this is the cheapest these mowers will ever be, just given the amount of inflation that is locked in and where we are in the season. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and hope you have a great rest of your season.